Good evening, Tiger sports fans, and welcome back to Week 6 of Tiger Sports Nation. My name is Ben Herron.
And I'm Charlie Robson. We're so happy that you could join us today. Now, without further ado, let's get it started, Ben.
Chuck, bring out the brooms as the volleyball team had their third conference match sweep over the College of Worcester on Saturday. Senior Morgan Sterling, who was named NCAC Volleyball Player of the Week, last Monday led the Tigers offensively with 10 kills. They'll take a break from conference play, travel to Colorado Springs to play in the Colorado College Invitational this Saturday.
Wow. Good luck, ladies. Also coming out this weekend with a victory over Worcester was our football team, who defeated the Fighting Scots 31-26. For this year's Old Gold game, our very own Michael Ocasek is with junior quarterback Chayse Andries to find out more.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with junior quarterback Chayse Andries. How you doing today, Chayse?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Coming off, congrats again on the Worcester win for Old Gold weekend. How'd you feel in that game?
Good. We started off kind of slow, but we kind of focused on the whole week that it'd be a four-quarter game, and that's what Coach Lynch preached to us, and I think we kept that mindset and turned out pretty well for us.
Yeah, and you had one of your best statistical games of your entire career. How do you think the transition from sophomore year to junior year has really helped you kind of get into rhythm with Coach Lynch's offense?
Pretty complex system, so it kind of takes a while to get a hold of. Last year to this year, we had a lot of quarterback changes last year, some injuries, but this year we've kind of been set since spring ball of who's really going to play, and it kind of helped with confidence and chemistry with the receivers.
Yeah, and you were talking about how like Matt Labus went down in the first game of the season last year, and you were able to step in, still have a pretty productive year. And this year, now you're coming in as a starting quarterback. Does that really help the confidence and really help the chemistry with the wide receivers?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Labus was a really good leader and kind of brought a lot to the team. And it's hard to fill that void. And so coming into the season, after having something like that in front of you, it kind of helps to have like the teammates backing you and knowing that they've got your back and you got their back, and you know, we got good chemistry, and I think that started in the spring.
Yeah, and it's awesome because you were just a sophomore, so I'm sure that you learned a lot from him, and he probably even learned a lot from you, the way you're able to step into that role that he left void. So, and obviously you guys were 2-2, had a tough loss against Wittenberg earlier 2 weeks ago. So how are you guys going to work on the offense so that way you guys can continue to be productive and maybe improve throughout as the season goes on?
Yeah, it took us a while to get our feet. First 3 games, we really struggled on offense. I think Coach Dietz and Coach Lynch did a really good job this week of kind of playing to our strengths and knowing what we do really well, and worked out for us. We're going to keep it rolling. So.
Yeah. And how's the running game been compared to the passing game? Good balance and all that?
Really good balance, especially on Saturday, and it showed. Our offensive line, we're moving a really talented defensive line all over the field, which only opened up our passing game, allowing me to get deep shots to guys like Huddy and Jared Stiver, Cam Haynes, Gavin Ritter, all those guys, deep shots down the field. But it really starts up front and with our running backs getting us good yards on first and second down.
Yeah. All right, and last question. Are there any pre-game superstitions or rituals that you have that you do?
I like Mom with the team to music before the game, gets me hyped. Me and a bunch of the guys have handshakes that we do before, so kind of gets me in the mode.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Chayse, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Michael. DePauw will travel to Herron this weekend for a 1 p.m. NCAC contest versus the Terriers.
With the full weekend of Worcester matchups, unfortunately, the men's soccer team tallied a loss after an unbelievable regulation finish to tie the game at 2 goals apiece. This was Tigers' first recorded NCAC loss of the season, and they are now 7-4 overall. DePauw is back on the field this Saturday as they face Herron with the 2:30 start time.
And the DePauw women's soccer team, however, remains unbeaten in conference play as they tied with College of Worcester on Saturday. It was 0-0 in double overtime. In 110 minutes of play, the Tigers recorded 8 shots in just 1 corner, to the Fighting Scots 13 shots in 8 corners. Despite the disparity of offense opportunity, the Tigers managed to keep Worcester scoreless. They will host Herron this Saturday following the men's matchup.
The men's cross-country team totaled 426 points and finished 17th among 40 schools at the Greater Louisville Classic over the weekend. Cole Martin, who was named NCAC Runner of the Week last Monday, led the Tigers by finishing 25th in 24 minutes and 57 seconds over the 8,000-meter course.
Also competing in the Classic was the women's team, who totaled 539 points and finished 20th among 38 schools. Jenny Knoll led the Tigers in 23rd place. Both the men and the women will return to action on Saturday, October 19th at the Inter-Regional Rumble at Oberlin, Ohio.
Wrapping up their short fall season over the weekend was the men's tennis team, and the women's finished the weekend prior. Christian Bradford caught up with senior Grace Haigh and sophomore Wyatt Metzger for another Eye of the Tiger segment. Here's Christian now.
Hey guys, it's Christian Bradford back again for week 2 of Eye of the Tiger. Today I'm on the tennis courts with senior Grace Haigh. How are you today?
Doing well, Christian. Thanks for having me.
Okay, before we start, what is your pump-up song?
Ooh, that's a good one. I listen to kind of chill music, so maybe Jack Johnson, Better Together, because the team is better when we're all together.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together.
You can tell a lot about a tennis player by what's in their bag. Grace, what's in your bag today?
Well, Christian, of course I've got my rackets. So I've got like 2 Babolat Pure Drive rackets. These rock.
Nice.
Would recommend. I also always bring this bag too because I always have a lot of things. And I really like to have fun water bottles. So I've always got some fun water bottles. And unfortunately, I always bring my running shoes too because you never know when coach is going to make us run.
That's true. That is true. What is the most important part of your tennis game and why?
I would say I get to a lot of balls. I get a lot of balls back, and we do a lot of conditioning, so that helps me be fast on the court, and that'll lengthen the points.
Now, let's play. Thank you for giving me insight on what it's like to be on the women's team today, Grace. Now, let's take it to the men's side with Wyatt Metzger.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm here with sophomore Wyatt Metzger. So what's it like having me as a teammate?
Oh, it's awesome, dude. You bring the energy every practice. I mean, it's interesting at times, but you always put a smile on our faces, so it's fun. It's a good time.
One more question. So, I'm a very angry player on the court. So what are some tips you give me?
Don't play doubles because you don't work well with other people sometimes. You get angry at your partner sometimes. I think you need to focus and maybe close your eyes sometimes. You get distracted by other things. So maybe just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just calm yourself down a little bit when you're on the court.
Thanks.
Come on, what? Are you serious? Come on! Take the ball back to me. What are you doing?
Sorry.
So Wyatt, what is your favorite pump-up song?
You know, it would have to be "Wanna Be a Baller" by Lil Troy.
Thank you, Wyatt, for joining us on this week's episode of Eye of the Tiger. Back to you at the sports desk.
Thank you, Christian. We look forward to seeing what's in store for both the men's and women's tennis teams this spring.
The field hockey team in their first NCAC matchup of this season fell 0-3 to Ohio Wesleyan. Although the Tigers lost, DePauw's ability to keep the game scoreless across 3 quarters while being outshot 16-1. It's clear that their defensive efforts, led by Ali Duranzo, kept them in the game.
On Sunday, the Tigers hosted 15th-ranked Center and showed grit to the end, but eventually fell 1-7 to the Colonials. With this game against Center, DePauw begins a short stretch of home conference matchups. The Tigers' next game is Saturday, October 12th at noon against Oberlin.
I'm excited for that one, Ben, and that wraps up this week's episode of Tiger Sports Nation. We hope everyone has a great fall break, and we hope you'll tune in in 2 weeks for the latest and greatest in DePauw sports. Once again, I'm Charlie Robson.
And I'm Ben Herron. Be sure to catch us on all social media platforms. That's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. And as always,
Roll Tigs!